watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us for DC News Now at 4 on this Thursday. I'm Annalisa Gale filling in for Mark All. He has the evening off. Developing now, 9 people have been evaluated and 1 transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries in the district following what officials say was an insulator fire under a rail car at the Eastern Market Metro Station. Kevon Dupree is joining us live from that metro station with the latest on that emergency response. Kevon, what are you learning?
Annalisa, I'm here at the Eastern Market Station where Metro officials say a train started smoking as it pulled into the station earlier today. Now, DC Fire and EMS says around 1 o'clock, crews had evacuated the Eastern Market Metro Station due to smoke on the platform. Earlier this afternoon, officials said that 9 people were evaluated because of that smoke and 1 person was transported to a local hospital. We're told that all of those individuals had non-serious, non-life-threatening injuries. Metro's Chief Infrastructure Officer Andy Off says as the train pulled into Eastern Market Metro Station heading westbound, there was smoke coming from underneath the train. He says initial investigations lead them to believe this is an issue with the train itself. They say it appears the part of the 7000 series train that comes in contact with the third rail to collect energy has come loose. Off says they are now in the process of inspecting the tracks just to ensure that there were no obstructions that may have led to that particular part coming loose. And they're also inspecting all of the 7000 series trains in their fleet.
We're focused on, trying to keep the bus bridge moving to make sure we can keep our customers moving. We're also highly recommending, our Metro Pulse system is up and running, to give our customers the best information we have available. We have teams down there now. We need to get power up, get the train moved, continue the investigation. As soon as we can safely, continue either a single track operation or full service, we're certainly going to do that, but obviously need to make sure everything's safe first.
And Eastern Market Station has since reopened. Reporting live in Southeast DC, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
All right, Kevon, thank you. Well, it has been a bit sunny out there. A live look at Roslyn at this hour. Let's turn over to meteorologist Damon Matson for what to expect on this Friday Eve. Damon, we know we got changes coming down the line, though.
We sure do. Mother Nature is back, keeping us on our toes here this week. A little more of an active pattern has been in place, a little more of a wintry pattern as well with some of these chillier temperatures. And soon enough, we could see more wintry precipitation. But here in the meantime, you saw that live look. It's sunny, but it's been breezy throughout the day. We've had wind speeds around 10 to 20 miles per hour, but the wind direction is key out of the south. So with that sunshine breaking out and a southerly wind in place, well, we haven't been quite as chilly as we have been in recent days, in particular yesterday when we did not escape the 40s. Now, all of that southerly wind that's developed out there is ahead of a clipper system that's passing by well to our north. A lot of snow ongoing in parts of western New York, but there is a line of rainfall that extends across the southern edge of this system that is starting to bring a little bit of light precipitation, mainly rainfall, into the mountains of western Maryland and West Virginia. But a lot of that rain shower activity likely falls apart before it makes it beyond the mountains. So for many of us here, we'll continue to see a good bit of that sunshine before the sun sets, and we'll have a mix of clouds and clear sky with temperatures falling back through the 40s as we head into your Thursday night. But that's just one system here, folks. Another is going to roll in, tracking more to the south as we get into your Friday night, Saturday morning, and the chance of wintry precipitation with that system higher. We have a winter storm watch in western Maryland, West Virginia for the time being for Friday night into Saturday morning. But the entire DMV could see some snowfall out of this system. We'll break that down more so and talk about who sees the most snow coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Well, an update this afternoon of the 3 D.C. police officers shot while serving a warrant in Southeast Washington yesterday. They left the hospital together this morning. Here you can see them there. Those officers greeted by dozens of their peers along with city leaders, everyone saying they were in good spirits as they recover. Meantime, the police investigation along Hannah Place is wrapping up tonight. Neighbors who were evacuated yesterday are now back in their homes. Our Randy Bass is back on the scene again today with our closest look yet at the community where this all happened.
Yeah, neighbors here along Hannah Place in Southeast tell me they're feeling relieved but rattled after everything that's happened here over the last few days, telling me they heard gunshots off and on as all of this unfolded here yesterday. They huddled around their TVs just trying to get updates on what was happening a few doors down. Tonight, the house at the center of it all is boarded up. Eben Allen grew up in the house at 5032 Hannah Place. His mother still owns it and rents it out to the man at the center of the standoff.
I was totally shocked about this. It's a very, very critical, serious situation that put a whole city on edge, and especially this community on edge.
Police lights lit up the block Wednesday morning. Investigators say a man shot 3 D.C. officers and fired off even more rounds during a 13-hour standoff. The suspect, Michael Radigan, finally taken into custody just before 9 p.m. Neighbors forced to have hard conversations with their kids and grandkids, some of them not getting home from school until 8 o'clock last night.
We sat around and we talked about it yesterday, and they didn't tell me they were afraid, but I could see in their eyes that they were afraid.
Afraid, but not surprised.
We've been dealing with trauma for decades in this one particular community, and so it just seems like it never ends.
Now, Allen is running for the Ward 7 D.C. Council seat, hoping he can make change here in his neighborhood.
Just dealing with marginalized communities, not having resources, and people living in fear, people living in unsafe communities, and so we have to come up with some solution and work collectively, but hold folks accountable for the crime.
In Southeast, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Randy, thank you. And turning now to Northern Virginia, where a 19-year-old man was shot and killed last night in an apartment complex parking lot. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office says Makai Dandridge Carter was found dead in the parking lot of Ashburn Meadows Apartments off of Gloucester Parkway. They responded to the area just before 7:30 p.m. Deputies say they found Dandridge Carter on the ground next to a white sedan. Both the driver's door and the rear door were open, but no one else was on scene.
I just want to know now what happened. It's, that doesn't happen here.
That's weird. Actually, last night I didn't sleep at all because of that.
So far, no arrests have been made. We'll have more on this coming up on DC News Now at 5. New this afternoon from your local election headquarters, a new exclusive DC News Now poll showing former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan is a front runner in the race for the state's open Senate seat. Our Tosin Fikile has a closer look at those numbers.
A new exclusive poll by Emerson College, The Hill, and DC News Now shows the battle for Maryland's open Senate seat is shaping up to be very competitive. That race heating up more after former Governor Larry Hogan jumped in the race last week. And Hogan is either significantly in the lead or tied with other candidates in a one-on-one matchup. So let's show you what those numbers look like. First, Hogan's support is at 43% in the Republican primary for the U.S. Senate ahead of the May 14 election. And our polls show no other GOP candidate gets that double digit. So how does this compare to the Democratic candidates in the race? Let's take a look at that. Hogan in a dead heat with Trone, 42% of voters supporting him and the Democratic candidate, 16% undecided. The poll also shows Maryland's former two-term governor leading. Look at that, 44% ahead of Angela Alsobrooks. She has 37%, 19% undecided. Now with this race, the control of the Senate is what we're talking about, and that's at play. And one political analyst says even though there is still time to campaign and a Democratic nominee has not been picked, the poll numbers show Larry Hogan will be competitive.
If Hogan is being this competitive, essentially matching one of the Democrats and leading the other Democrat, the Democrats nationally have a big problem. They know they have a problem, but it may be bigger than they thought.
And further proving Hogan's competitiveness, Hogan also favored with independents, according to this poll. Let's show you what it looks like right here. Here's a quick look at those numbers. In a matchup between Hogan and Alsobrooks, 43% of independents support Larry Hogan, 18% support Alsobrooks. Independents breaking for Hogan. Look at that, 48% and 25% for Trone in that matchup. Now, you have to remember and maybe factor in that when Hogan left office as a two-term Republican governor in a blue state. His approval rating was at 77%. Now later today, DC News Now will be speaking with all the candidates in the Maryland Senate race. Stick with us on air and online at dcnewsnow.com for those details. In the studio, I'm Tosin Fakile. Back to you.
New images this afternoon from Missouri. Chaos erupted in Kansas City during the Super Bowl celebration parade yesterday. This video shows fans scattering and running for cover as at least one gunman began shooting into the crowd. We're now learning that 2 of the suspects in police custody were juveniles. At this time, 3 arrests have been made. Video posted to social media shows police cars speeding through the streets trying to get to the scene. A Kansas City radio DJ was killed in that shooting. 22 others, including 8 children, were shot. Meantime, local officials are condemning the violent actions on what was supposed to be such a joyful day.
I'm angry at what happened today. The people who came to this celebration should expect a safe environment.
New video from the scene also showing the moment one of the alleged shooters was tackled. Husband and wife managed to restrain the suspect and take that weapon away. Well, Virginia Democrats are leading an effort now to enshrine a right to contraception in Virginia law. The bill would ensure Virginians have a right to use pills, condoms, devices, and other methods to prevent pregnancy or treat other health-related conditions. Now, Delegate Marcia Price's bill in the House, along with a similar measure in the Senate, passed mostly along party lines with all Democrats in support. Price says access to contraceptives is important for family planning and to treat serious medical conditions. Republican David Suetterlein says while he supports access to contraceptives, he just doesn't support the bill.
Without the use of contraception to manage my long list of PCOS symptoms, I would not be able to stand before you today, much less have done the work that it takes to represent the district I serve since 2016.
This creating a affirmative legal right, though, gives me some concern about where we'd go down that path. I think we always need to be careful when we assert something as an affirmative right.
If either the Senate or House bill passes in other chamber, it will go to Governor Glenn Youngkin for his signature.